Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are in the lab again. We're in the lab again. Another segment of Run Tell That. And this is from the Hood to Pulpit edition right here. Because again, you know, that's the show that'll be coming up that's being created. That been. Some of y'all have seen the advertisement for it. And so this is an edition that we're doing right now. And we got a special guest. As we said, all our guests are special, but this one right here, let me just go back in time. Like, yo, we had a peace and solution rally that was on last Friday. So you know me, you know I be who I am. And so this person, somebody try to say they know me. Y'all know anybody who say they know me, I'm gonna let them know they don't know me. They don't know. I ain't who they say I'm told to be. You know, some people at work, some people just roll with it. Somebody else said, I'm gonna take you back in time. I'm gonna take you back in time. They say, I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back to Shabazz. I'm like, yeah, Shabazz on Victory Drive and MLK Jr. Boulevard. Like, no, I'm gonna take you back in time. They just ain't say Shabazz. They say the 609 Abercorn. They called it on out, 609 Abercorn. So now I'm like, okay, they ain't trying to fall for it. They ain't trying to fall for it. So I'm still like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, that's Chatham Apartments. That's right. That's right. So bam, he called me out. He called me out. And so that's why I tell people, that's why it's so important that how we live our lives, how we carry ourselves right now will be something that will stay with people for generations, for decades. And so they might see you somewhere and they're going to have, if you had acted a fool back then, they see you now, they still think that you acting a fool. So, but yeah, that's why it's always good to put the best face forward. And so we're so honored to have somebody who go back in time. Now I said, because he's been a part of the struggle. He understands he's been a part of the struggle. This ain't no newbie right here. Somebody been a part of the struggle. And that's our brother, Bishop Jermaine Oliver. Brother, we glad to have you here on Run Tell That.
Brother, glad to be here on Run Tell That.
Yes, indeed. Yes. And brother, what we're going to be is going to flow with it. So what we're going to do is I throw it out there to you. Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Bishop Jermaine Oliver.
All right. So now I got to do this right here. And see, sometimes when I ask this question of people, sometimes they get a little confused because I'm telling folks, this is what Black people do. This is how Black people relate and connect to one another. I go and ask people, I say, who are your people? Then they get all analytical, other stuff like that. You know, when Black people say that, they're like, who are your people? That's like, yo, who's your blood family? Who's your family by marriage? Who's your family through the journey of life? We want to know where you're from because we want to make that connection. Because somebody checking out the show be like, oh, that's so-and-so. Oh, they connect. So who are your people?
My people, of course, are other Shabazzes. Yusef Shabazz, right here in Shabazz Famous Seafood. I'm originally out of Hitch Village Projects. My Oliver side of the family, we are right here around Savannah. There's not too many Olivers. There's not kin to us, but yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, brother, who inspires you?
Martin Luther King Jr. inspires me.
Okay. All right. All right. And so now we throw it out there to you like this. What song gives you that? What song? A song? Because I got to tell folks, and people realize that it may not just be one song, it may be songs that give you that that song. When you hear that song, it like give you that feeling, give you that sensation that it has you go all the way up here. What song? Because again, some of my people in the audience checking out Run Tell That, they might need to get that song because someone's gonna check it, hear you, then they're gonna check it out themselves, and that's gonna help them too. So yes, sir. What songs or songs give you that?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I got two songs. One song is a rap song. Here I go.
All right.
Mystical, right.
Yes,
and I
sir.
got another song called "This Is My Season." It's working.
All right.
Those two songs are my motivational songs.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. So, my brother, question that we're gonna throw out there to you is this. What is spirituality to you? What is spirituality to you?
Spirituality to me is knowing that it's a power that's greater than mankind, a power that's greater than my power as a man. That's spirituality to me.
All right. And So for many of us, again, can we have conversation now? I want my people to pick up on some things and get some things. All you checking out, Ron, tell that we say share, share, share. Again, we want folks to pick it up and then understand. So, am I supposed to wait until I pass away, until I die, for me to experience, say heaven on earth? Am I supposed to wait to enjoy the goodness until I pass away? And what's your thoughts with regards to, because that's a conversation we want to explore, because, like me and other people have been told, that we get ours in the by and by. And so what's your thoughts with regards to that?
My thoughts are this, exactly. You're not supposed to wait until you die and go into heavens to get the goodness. You're supposed to be living good right here on earth. Because just think about it. I think back to when I was in boxing. The coach used to lay us on the ground and hit us in the stomach with a ball, so that when we get in the ring, we'll be used to getting hit. It won't be pushing us into shock, because that's something that we're used to. If you don't live good down here on earth, you're not going to know what to expect when you get to heaven.
That's a good point right there. If you don't know, and that's what has happened for many of our people, that I tell folks that what occurs at times, that some of us think that our lot is to be sufferers. That is our lot to be sufferers. I tell folks that's not your lot to be a sufferer, and that we're supposed to endure whatever hardship, because again, that was something that was given to folks long ago for them to think that all the horrors that they experienced in this existence right here will be better for you in the next life. And like saying no, and other people, it is heaven for them here, and then they expect heaven later on too, even though some of them should be going to hell. I'm just putting it out there that, in your opinion, that's my thoughts, and I'm just throwing out there, and that's not even the opinion of our black media. I'm just letting you know what the deal is, what God says. So yeah, so now we're going to this level right here with regards to it. How did you get involved with regards to your spiritual practices? What was part of your journey with regards to you did not come? Because you are a bishop. That means that someone who's been ordained, somebody who's been given the allowance to help guide people spiritually. And what is your spiritual practice? How did that come about?
That came about through my personal testimony.
Okay.
When I found God, I was in prison system, and I was at a point where it wasn't nothing but grace and God that brought me back through. So through that personal testimony, I'm able to reach others. I'm able to, come to them at a point where, hey, maybe the guy that went to Bible college, not able to touch, because it's different when you done been through it, huh? And then when you can't relate. One thing about I can relate, and that's how I use my struggles or what I went through to empower others and live because that's exactly what we're supposed to be, examples for others.
And that's why that's a segue to this right here. What are our obligations to our brothers and our sisters? What's your thoughts with regards to that? What are our obligations? Because some of us say that we don't have obligations. We don't have. I'm not indebted to do anything for someone else. That is, whatever I do for me, that's it. That and I look out for me and mine, and that's all. That I look out for my kin and kith. That's it. No one else. If you outside of that circle, I'm not supposed to be worried about that. So, what are our obligations as you understand it spiritually, and with regards to someone who has insight with regards to our brother and our sister?
Well, we're supposed to empower. The Bible says that our people should perish because of lack of knowledge. When you have the knowledge, you got to go back and strengthen your brothers. When you hold that knowledge inside, when you hold what you got inside, you're really stopping the next generation from excelling. But when you impact or you impair someone else, that you will see the flourishment from that. You see the seeds from that. But if you hold it inside, you keep your mouth shut. You don't teach. You don't live by example, right? I understand we want to be real and all this, but being real is being yourself, right? And you have to be yourself in everything you do, and people will recognize that. But
all right,
yeah.
If you have more, you go ahead. Because again, it's you and I. So
This modern day stuff, you know, sometimes I get a little rocky off of that. You know, everybody now want to say, hey, I never been through nothing, I never done nothing, anything. Well, I can't relate to that. When you tell me that you have never, that you don't have a testimony is really what you're telling me, then I can relate to you. Everything else you said is out the window, because I know, for one, you ain't real. For two, you live in the facade. And for three, you're going to hell because you're lying to God's people.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. So what is empowerment to you? When we talk about empowerment, what is empowerment to you? When you hear empowerment, when you engage in it, what does that mean to you?
With the ability to bring change. You know,
okay.
When you empowering someone, you know, you might have someone who's low on self-esteem, and you can take that and empower them, let them know, hey, you are valuable. That's why you're going through what you're going through, because you know it's known that you're of value. You are value. Ain't no thief want to steal nothing that's not of value.
Okay.
Yeah. So we must empower, especially empowers our brothers and sisters, you know, to know that no matter what they think of you, no matter what you think of you, you are valuable. Yes.
Yeah, and that is key. So how can we empower self? What are the things we need to do to empower self?
Well, I empower myself by watching, and I'm a reader. I like to read, and I like to also, some things I have to walk it out. You know, I have to really just step out and go through it. You know, and I know, hey, if I get burned, not to do it again. But
yeah.
But at the same time, you know, I got a different anointing than anybody else. You know, I don't be led by people. You know, I just like to step out and be different.
Okay.
Because if you're a carbon copy of somebody else, you're not yourself.
Yes, sir. And so, because you threw it out there, and so we're going to delve a little deeper with regards to this right here. Why is it important to empower community? Why is it important for us to empower community, and how can we do that? You know, we can flesh that out, make that a little deeper, because you threw some things out there. Why is it important for us to empower community, and how we go about doing it? Just some of the nuggets that you think are important for us to be able to empower community.
That's just like our ancestors. They empowered the community, and we walking in that blessing right now. That's the same torch that we have to keep passing.
Okay.
We have to empower our younger community, our community, period. If we don't give back to our community in whatever form we want to give back to our community, then it deafens our community. And we wonder why, you know, the things are happening in our community, because the ball has been dropping. The ball has been dropped. But now it's time to pick up the ball and say, you know what, we're going to put a period in what's been going on, and we're going to put a capital there, and we're going to change the trajectory of what's been going on. You know, the bulk stop here until we get that mentality, until we say, hey, we're going to walk in unity. We're not going to let no separation come in between us. We're going to have one agenda, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with. That's how our people was. And we look back at all the videos, they was together. And we have to get together as a community. And just to be real with you, brother,
yes,
the African American community had the most separation it is, you know, but we need to change that. It don't have to be, you know, as long as we got life in our body, we could change that. But it take us to get out and say, hey, you know what, we go stand and we go walk, we go do whatever need to be done. And we're not only doing it for us, we're doing it for tomorrow. We're doing it for our sons and grandsons and granddaughters and our children. The generation curses have to stop. We got to pick it up and move forward. And until we as a people get together and move forward together, the same problems will keep perpetuating over and over again. You know, you asked the question earlier about spirituality. You know, exactly. This is a principality that's going over the world. So you have to fight a spirit with a spirit, the right spirit. Yes.
All right. So now, Bishop Oliver, when some things come at me, when some things happen, what I've shared, what I've been told, and people tell me when things come at me, come at us collectively, that what we should do, that we should just pray. We should just pray and turn it over to God. That's what they tell me, and so that's why when I see I'm going to say the horrors that are now inflicted upon the world, that what I should do, I should just go and just pray. I should just pray. I should just pray and leave it up to God. What's your thoughts with regards to that, Bishop?
Brother, we should pray. We should humble ourselves, pray, seek his face, turn from our wicked ways. Simply said, faith without works is dead. We got to pray, but we need to believe what we're praying. That's why some things come through fasting and praying, because it needs action.
And that's why I want to get into that. I want to delve into that because, and I'll just say, I've even experienced that recently with regards to issues that have occurred that impacts us. Because again, what we do, we're looking at things because we have people who check out the show and they're dealing with things right now. They are part of it. Or this basically to empower them, to enliven them. That again, how do they address that? Because again, and see with me, even though I was just giving a somewhat a scenario that's not applicable to me. I pray, but I believe in action also. That I pray to the Most High and want the best, but then I want to have some action. I need to have some action. So how do we need to address it? Because that's something, because again, and I'm just going to be frank with, because again, that's what we do, we keep it real, that again, we have ministers who tell people that again, it's just about praying about the matter, just praying about it, just turn it over to God. Then you have elders who go and talk about it, say, turn it over to God. Then you have young people who would say, turn it over to God. You have children who go and say, turn it over to God. That whatever the horrors or the issues that are going on, that we just turn it over to God. What's your thoughts? And how can we, I got to say, how can we combat that type of thought and that type of process right there?
Turn over God. What do you mean by turn over God? Should be trust God, and trust that God would do, But the thing about it is if your heart is really sincere, what is your relationship with God? Huh? Don't just have the relationship when you're going through, right? And the thing, what we do in the human flesh is we give it to God and we pick it back up. And when you pick it back up, you telling God, hold up, I'm gonna wrestle with you. I don't know about you, but my arm's too short to wrestle with God. When you give it to him by action, you go ahead and praise and believe that it's already done. God, I thank you for doing this. Y'all don't see it, but God, I know you already putting it in effect. I know it's already changing right now as these words coming off of my mouth. I know that, whatever I pray for, God, I know that in your timing, it will be done. See, that's the action that you need to have. You need to go ahead and encourage that faith by having faith, speaking it into existence. Call those things that's not as though they are.
Okay. All right. And to my brother, Jack Silas, my brother, thank you, brother, for the happy birthday wish. We appreciate that greatly, my brother. And Bernard Brown, we're glad to have you on here, America After Dark. And Bernard didn't say it, Bishop. He said that he thought it was Dr. King. He thought I was having a conversation with Dr. King, that he was looking at Dr. King. He would get a little stunned because they know I have a connection with God. They know that God communicates with me. So they thought that now I done talked to God, and Dr. King came back because God had got you right here. So yes, this is Bishop Jermaine Oliver. So and I throw it out there because people ask me at times about that. I say we go forward, and that again, that action. And for some people, spiritually, we're taught that if you see injustice in the world, you remove it with your hands. And if you don't remove it with your hands, then you speak out against it. And if you can't speak out against it, then you disagree with it in your heart. But that is the weakest of all faith, just to disagree with it in your heart. So again, saying that's why I'd say to folks, it is not, when you are spiritually inclined, you now understand that it's not enough for you just to pray about it. You pray, yes, for that way sometimes to say, God, give me the insight as to how I need to address this to bring about the victory. And so that when God now comes and give it to you, but you just pray and say, I'm leaving it up to God, the evil still is afoot, and you got to bring it down.
That's right.
So now, brother, I'll throw this out at you. what is the role of the church? What is the role of the church?
The role of the church is to impact, empower. To the church should go out and reach those that that they see struggling, that they feel in the spirit that's struggling. I'm talking about spiritually. I'm not talking about going out getting nobody no sandwich, no hot dog. I'm not talking about paying no light bill. I'm talking about actually going out and reaching the people where they're at. But a lot of times we dress up in suits and we get these fancy buildings, and the grass is cut, and we forget about when it wasn't that pretty. We forget about the struggle. We forget about what we had to go through to get there. You see, yeah. But it's very important for you to go out and reach those as a church.
Okay. So now, what are the challenges that you see us facing as a people right now, this country, this nation, say this local community? What are the challenges that you see us facing, and how do we bring about solutions for that? Because again, we had the rally last week. It's peace and solutions. What are some of the things that you see that are helpful with regard to solutions regarding the challenges that we see that we're facing?
One of the big challenges that we're facing now is unity. Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
And the thing is so much competition that's going on now, so much separation. I got to be better than you, you got to be better than me. The words say all things work together. And the Bible says that the hand can't say to the eye, I don't need you. That let me know that whatever God has impacted you with, whatever God has pregnant you with, when we put what I got and what you got together, we have two holes. And one could chase away 1,000, and two could chase away 10,000.
Yes.
So unity is one thing that we lack in the communities, and that's the one thing that I'm strong on is unity, fellowship, sharpening each other. When you put a cap on, what you can learn from somewhere or learn from somebody, and you put a cap on how far you can grow. Yes.
And we have, and the response that someone had in the audience, their question was, what if we don't have confidence in the church? What if we don't have confidence in the church?
That's the thing about it is you have to have a relationship with God. And you have to have discernment. Pray to God to give you discernment, and for God to create in you a clean heart daily. That's my prayer every day. God created me a clean heart. Because when you got the relationship with God, He will show you. He will show you, about the church. The church is the people. Okay. And we go around looking for the church, the perfect church. There's no perfect church because there's no perfect people. When you realize who is perfect and who you are in Christ, that will make a whole lot of difference. That wherever you are, that you could be the thermostat.
Okay.
You could change the whole room. The room should change. It should shift. You should be the light in that situation, whatever situation's going on in there. If the church, if you don't have confidence in the church, have confidence in who you believe in, and have confidence in what you believe in. That way when you go in there, you could be that one. You could say that one thing. God could use you, just like He used the bush, to change the whole trajectory.
Okay. All right. Yes. So now we're gonna delve into what is the work that you do, and when I say the work, what is your church? What is your foundation? What is the religious foundation? Because some folks who checking out the show run tell that may want to come, join, support, want to know. So what is your church that you have and the work that you're doing? Your movement, I'm going to say it like that.
Yes, I just moved here 3 months ago from Nashville, Tennessee. I have two churches in Nashville, Tennessee, a New Life Community Church and Rock Your Salvation Community Church. I'm here now. We got a location 2611 Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, New Season Community Church. And our ministry is outreach. Our motto is finding the lost and teaching the found. So pastors, I don't want to come to your church to steal your members. I'm not about that. I believe in going out. I believe in going out and teaching the ones that don't that don't quite know Christ. So
Okay.
we can all do it together. Just bringing them to the church as a whole. Now they don't have to come to my church. They don't have to be a member of my church. As long as you know, that's good for me. I've done my job.
Okay. Okay. And when do you have services, or when you look at doing some of the work and people then come? Just to, again, we want to put it out there and how people can reach you.
Yes, you can reach me by phone or by Facebook. I'm on Facebook, New Season Community Church, New Season Church, and my phone number. Is it okay to put my number on?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yes, sir, brother. That's what we got. We want people to be connected.
My
Yes.
number is 912-433-7666. That's 912-433-7666. You can also come to the service on Friday night at 7. That's 2611 MLK Junior Boulevard. And we have service at 11 o'clock on Sunday, 2611 MLK Junior Boulevard.
All right. Yes. And what are you proud of with regard to the work that you do?
I'm proud to be an example. I'm proud that God used me all the way through my testimony. I'm not afraid of my testimony. My testimony made me who I am today. And I'm glad every time I can impact someone who's low on confidence, who's out in here in the street, and using excuses not to get out of the street. I can meet them where they at, and by the time we have finish that conversation, either they'll be thinking about it hard, or they'll go home with something to think about, or they get converted right there while we talking.
Okay.
I'm just glad that God gave me the boldness, the endurance to go out to where others may not be able to walk through, and just making a change in the community, in our community first.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what projects or efforts that you have going on also that folks can participate? If you have any projects, any events that are coming up, anything that you're working on that you foresee also, so people can have, again, their eyes open or have their ears open. So when it occurs, they say, oh, I need to be there. I need to get involved.
Yes. We
I need to support. Yes.
Yes. We having the against gun violence, Fathers Against Gun Violence. We're doing that. We're going to start on the east side of Savannah, and we're going to run it all the way around on the east side of Savannah. It will be posted on the website. It'll be posted on Facebook, and where we'll be and how you can be a part. All you have to do is inbox me. I answer my inboxes personally. So you inbox me, and we looking for all volunteers that can come and be a part of what we got going on. But we want to let them know that, hey, look, we don't have to lead the violence. It's another way where we can solve these problems. They don't heard the story many times about back in the days we used to, fist. We can never see another day. Now they go to now is just gun violence. Come on, and then you locked up for the rest of your life, and you done took a life. There's no win in that situation. So now's the time. Us as leaders, we have to get together. My mission now is to get the leaders in Savannah, Georgia together, ones that's gonna really be about the business. Amen. To say, hey, we go do whatever is needed be done to reach our youth, to reach the generation behind us, or even reach some that's our age. Some our age need reaching. The thing is, we're gonna have to come out and talk to them and let them know. We're gonna let them know, say, hey, you don't have to do this. Sometimes you just need to be that voice of reasoning. But if we're not present in the communities, if we're not really in the communities, we can't depend on the government. As believers, the weight is on our shoulders, right? So if we done drop the weight, it's time to pick it back up.
Yes.
And the only way we can pick that up is have the mentality that's what we're going to do together. One agenda, not going to build our personal churches, the churches where we serve at, but we're going out with one call and one mission, and that's togetherness. And that's to stop what was done took over. And Me, and this is personal for me because my son was gunned down over 2 months ago in Caton Homes. He only been in Savannah for 4 days. He was over there breaking up a fight, and he got shot 13 times. So this is personal for me, and this is what we should do. We should teach differently. Come together, open up some of our churches for the kids to come in and learn some computer skills. Learn some basketball, learn football, half rubber. You ask a kid about half rubber, now they don't know what you're talking about. I remember Sportsman Park, that's all they was playing out there was half rubber. Put laughter back into our communities instead of everybody have to walk around with their pants down low and not saying that's what they do. That's what they do. It's what's on the inside. One of my favorite, I don't want to go to preaching to you, but one of my favorite.
Go ahead and do that, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One of my favorite stories in the Bible is the story of Joseph, because people was jealous of Joseph, and that was the people that he grew up around, the people that were supposed to love him, hated him because of a coat that his father gave him. They hated what was on him. But to go a little deeper, they hated Joseph even more because of what was put on him, about what his heavenly father put in him. And that was a dream.
Yes. The
thing is, we have to let our kids know that they are valuable. It's no matter what's being said to them. And the other thing is, once we let them know, and we got to let other folks know too, that our kids are valuable. Because when we let them know,
yes,
they ain't gonna be able to come in and kill our kids, like some animals or something on the street.
Yes.
So we got to train them to have the mentality that these kids are valuable.
Yes.
These men and women are valuable. We can't just do that and get away with it. They are valuable.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm gonna modify this because again, and Bernard Brown sends the love and condolences with regards to you and your family because of what transpired, the impact. But then also Bubba Rosenthal, I throw it out there, something that again that we need to provide hope to people. We need to provide hope. So I'm gonna modify that with regards to the hope. Well, I guess I'm gonna add another element to it. But then again, hope. What do we do to give hope to people? What must we do to give hope? Again, you can build that up even more. What must we do to give people hope and helping people understand again? And then it's not just the young, it's the middle and the elders for them to have hope. What's your thoughts with regard? What do we need to do to make that happen?
We need to come up with solutions, and we need to. We already know what the problem is, so we need to stop the excuses and come up with solutions. We need to form neighborhood community meetings where we can get together and put our heads together, and we need to change our language. When we come out of them community meetings, we need to come up with solutions. We need to come with action plans, and we need to put these things into action, and we need to let it, just come out of it with power. We need to get together and and not go against each other. Not saying that what everything one person go say is right, but when we put our heads together, brother, we gonna come out there with solutions. And we have the mentality that whatever solution we come out that room, we go put it into action the right way. We're not gonna come out ignorantly. We gonna come out there and armed and ready. I'm talking about armed with righteousness and armed with a way that we go see daylight out of what we want. That the plan that we set out to is going to be a goal, and we will accomplish that goal at a period. Not just doing this during election time or doing this in time when the lights and stuff come on. Yes. It's what we do behind the scenes. It's what we're willing to get out here and put the sweat in for and do. Not just this for our glory, not to be seen or none of the other stuff. It's time out for that. It's time out for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Bernard Brown, you touched Bernard Brown. Again, he has a show, America After Dark. He's also one of the co-hosts on 2 other shows for the Owl Black Media Network. And so that he said he's been touched by the words that you've been putting out there. And that's, again, that always said it's about impacting people, touching people. And then from the question that Bubba Rosenthal had, and then with regards to, again, people looking at the show. So now I got to get to this right here with you. What if I'm scared? What if I don't know what to do? What if my friends, my relatives, my classmates, my schoolmates, the people I work with, people in the neighborhood, people that see me on the street, what if they look at me funny, you know? And so I don't want to be put out there on the spot like that. What if I'm scared? To get into this, I'm going to say this art form of liberation, this art form of service to people, being part of Iron Sharpen Iron 2717. What if I don't want people to look at me? I want people to look at me funny. They'll think something wrong with me. What do you say to that person, Bishop?
That's where the unity come together. The people that I may be able to touch, you may not be able to touch. Or the people that you may be able to touch, I may not be able to touch them. You know, but if we walk in unity, you know, not saying that everybody are come aboard, but if we want majority, we pray that everybody will come. But if we can come through a neighborhood and say, hey, we save one life, that's one less life going into a statistic.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Bernard said God told him to watch the show today, so he's been touched. And so that's what it is. We know other people will be checking out the show. And I would tell folks, we say share with all our shows. And again, this is one of our segments, you know, our audition from the hood to the pulpit. And so, again, we're doing the things because, again, our show, we always want to empower people, give folks information. So I got to go and throw some things at you. How can people, because you gave it before, but now we want to get a little bit more information with regards to Fathers Against Violence. How can they get involved? Because in particular, our Black media should be involved with it.
Yes.
Julius Hall should be involved with it. And some of the other people, maybe the watchdogs might need to be involved in this right here. So how can people be involved with regards to this? And again, you know, and when do you look at starting with regards to that?
We're looking at starting around September the 1st.
Okay.
It's some more things we have to get straight as far as the state, because when we do that, we want to step out rightfully. But it will be posted on the Facebook. It'll be posted on the Instagram, and we will be on the Channel 11 News too. When it's time for us to go ahead and activate it.
All right. Yes.
Like I said, I'm only 90 days back in Instagram. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's a piece of, all right, go ahead.
Yes, but it is updates on Jermaine Oliver's Facebook page, and also New Season Church in Savannah, Georgia. Facebook page will be all updates.
Okay. All right. Again, we say we need to be involved. We should be out there and no longer, because many of us, we have a fear. I tell folks, when you love God, you have no fear of man or woman. But that's something that comes into play when you love God. Because again, and I tell folks, it's not even about being, you know, saying being fearful of God. No, you love God because God is there for you. That God is there for you. If anything in your life is for you, God is for you. And so that's why with regards to that, you don't have the fear of man or woman, but we know that the society kind of shaped people to be fearful, and based on various things from their jobs to with regards to their contact with regard to people they deal with regards to the environments they live in. Because again, we have this fear, and man and woman comes in with that, and they're the ones that again inflict that fear upon other people. And so we now go to the Peace and Solutions rally. Why did you get involved with regards to that? What made you get involved? What was your thoughts with regards? Why did you get involved?
Because anything that has peace and solutions, I mean, just the title of that rally itself, it was powerful, you know. And I'm a firm believer in action. You can't just be out here talking about you go do something unless you go put this action in. And my agenda is everything that has to do with positive in the community. I want to be a part of it. not to be seen, but I want to be part of one of the ones to come up with solutions and really into putting these things into action.
And this area we go into that, and I talk about this, and people hear me discuss about the pain that people are going through, the pain that people are experiencing, and that I tell folks that what we see when we see violence happening in the communities, what often happens is that we don't see healing occurring in the communities. We don't see healing. We don't see relief in the communities, in these cities, and that the violence that, again, it affects one person. It may affect 2 people. It may affect 10 people, that those who sustain harm from the violence. But I tell folks, guess what? It's still so many others. It's still even greater ripple effect with regards to that's that one person that you see, but then it might be 100 other people behind who've been impacted by that. And then it's based on the person who has been the victim of the violence, but then also with regard to the person who perpetuates the violence also. And so again, what's your thoughts with regards to that? And again, with regard to healing and trauma that occurs. And so it's someone I thought about when we were going to discuss this. I said I might need to have him on, because he talked about traumatized communities. And so I was like, yeah, I said, and people kind of brush him off when he talks about this and some of the things, because he's always looking at trauma, how trauma impacts people. So what's your thoughts with regards to that and trauma and the healing that I'm going to say that is lacking often, that people go to school traumatized, they go to work traumatized, they live traumatized.
The thing about today is we have some very talented, very knowledgeable people, and I'm glad that you hit on that too, because I'm asking counselors, psychiatrists, mental health counselors, grief counselors, just inbox me. Let's form teams. Let's form teams on each part of town, that when these things happen, that we can send a team, and not only just form a team when things happen. Let's have community events where they come out and get face paints. They can come out and get something to get records expunged. Something to come out and we can just have a good time. Kids playing basketball, football. We got to put the joy back into the communities. Going back into these communities, doing community barbecues, and all this stuff. It's creating a positive environment. And not just every time that we see blue lights come, we got to come in. Lights, camera, action. That's coming. When there's not all that stuff going on, let's come and bring positive change into the community. If we come and we light that flame ourselves, if we make these first steps in the community, we might not be able to save everybody, but I guarantee you that the statistics won't be looking like it's looking now.
Okay.
I got crazy faith that if we go in with these agenda that's positive, I'm not talking about we going in, to have our picture on the news or to have our church name printed everywhere, but we going in and we just going in, as a force, many people, but on one agenda, to make a positive change, not in just one neighborhood, but all over town, so that spirit could just spread. That this is a blessed city, and the thing about it, we have the potential. We have the potential to do it. It's just we got to get out here and put the action in. Not have nothing hold us back. Yeah, I mean, even if it's budget, it don't have to be a big budget. You got to use what you got.
Yes.
And make a positive impact in it. And you got to sow these seeds. Now it's time about hitting the pavement. That's why I'm hitting the pavement every time. We doing something. I'm there. Don't always have to be seen. Sometimes I'm just in the background, but I'm present.
Yes, indeed. And Sister Natalie Leggett, she was checking out the show. She said, that's right. She said, being proactive, empowerment, and engagement. So yes, indeed.
Yes.
That's the key. Being engaged, going to the valleys of life, going to the valleys of community. Because see, often we want to go. Some of us want to go to the hills. We don't go to the hills, and that's because everybody on the hill, they living fine, but we don't want to go into the valleys. We don't want to go down to where those folks are, where again, as I say, those people who are in pain and anguish. But I tell people, guess what? If you raise them up, guess what? That means the entire community will rise. That we won't have to worry about some of this. So yes, indeed. So yes, that's what this is about. That's what this work is about. And that I tell folks, especially if you are spiritual. Now again, I tell folks, because I can go and say if you are religious. And so for me, just to be frank with everyone, people who know me with regards to run tell that, and people know when I'm speaking, I don't get caught up into religion. Religion is not the thing for me. It's spirituality. And I go and say spirituality. Why I say spirituality? Because that performs a philosophy of life for you. It's the way that you walk. Because for some people about religion, it's something that they speak, they talk it, they throw it out there, but don't take no action. That's why I shared earlier that with some people, they just say, go just pray about it. I'm like, that's religious. Spirituality tell me I pray and I do.
That's right.
That I must walk it. I must be about it. And I have to be real about who I am about this with regards to, when I say that I profess this is what I am, I must be real about that. I just cannot be about lip service. And that's what sometimes when you're saying that some people go, they put themselves out front because they want to be seen. They want lights, camera, action. They want, but guess what? Ain't no camera, ain't no lights. They ain't around. Lights on, bam, they right there.
Right.
So what am I saying? Yes, I say, so for me, spirituality is about you now are walking that path and strive. Not to say that you're perfect in it, but you at least going, but you got some parameters. You understand. So when we come to you about assisting and helping, even if you can't be there physically, you're going to find another way. You're going to get the word out there. So even if you can't be there with regards to fathers against violence, you're going to pass the word and you're going to tell other people. So that now if your one person can't be there, guess what? You're going to tell 10 other people so they could be there. You're going to say something else to somebody else for them to not get it, or have them 10 people spread the word. So that's what it's about. That for me, spirituality embraces a lot of that. And that becomes a conflict that with some people, like I say, no, all you are about the lip service. And that I'm saying that we got to go to where the people are. And in regards to who they are, even if they don't have titles, they don't have positions, they're not famous, you go to them because guess what? That's your brethren and your sister. Yes. Yeah, when you talk about Savannah, I tell folks, I say, I might joke about and talk about the neighborhood I'm from, but then guess what? I know that all of Savannah is my Savannah. Yes. So I get concerned about all of Savannah, not one part, all of Savannah is my Savannah. And so anyone from here, guess what? We all should be down because this is our community. We are right here. Our families are right here. This is what made us who we are. So we have an obligation to give back to those who are not coming to the same environment that we have been a part of and been blessed to be a part of.
Yes.
And so, my brother, I'm going to throw it out there to you with regards to what are the words that you think that people need to know, some words of inspiration and encouragement that some of the folks who are checking out the show, that they need to know that at least that's on your heart or in your mind that's been given to you, that you think that they need to hear so they can add this to their walk of life, to this journey of life. Oh, I should say this. Well, I tell folks, when you're spiritual, you will become the vanguard of the vanguard. When you're spiritual, you become the vanguard of the vanguard.
The word I could give is a revival I'm praying about now. It's called reset.
Okay.
That's what we need as a people, is not just a regular reset, but a hard reset. A hard reset. You know, when you take your laptop or your phone and get a hard reset, there's some things that have to get erased, some things have to get thrown out of there for you to, for your phone to be functioning like it's supposed to be functioning. We have to throw out some things. We have to throw out all of this separation. We have to throw out all this negativity, all these excuses, all this slack, all this being stagnant. We have to throw that out. We have to have the mindset that, hey, we want change and we're going to get it. We got to come out there. We got to take back what's rightfully ours, right? It's just being about action. And it's reset. That's the word I have now. Revive, renew, reset. And that's what we need, a resetting.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point. And my brother Jax is going to say that. Jax, I was going to say amen to that. So yes, so reset. And that's what for some of us, reset.
Yes.
We go forward. That's right. And Jack said, love that neighbor. And that's right. And that, and tell people, and there's some things I do and I brag about this and I mess with people. And then somebody said, it's always when Keisha Gibson called. She said, when he does that, that caused us to have a sense of pride of where we're from. I say, right, because some of us don't have a sense of pride. I'm like saying, I'm from Savannah. No matter where I go, let people know I'm from Savannah. I'm from Savannah, Georgia.
That's right.
You might think, oh, it's a sleepy southern town. I'm from Savannah, the greatest city in the entire world. So my neighborhood, greatest neighborhood in the entire world. That again, but my whole city. And that's that sense of pride. And you said something, and I was waiting. I wanted to throw it out there. When you talk about how the church should open up its doors. I've shared this about some of my people about the community. I said, Dodge City that I grew up in. Where were the kids? Where did the kids used to hang out? Well, some of you won't know this, but I'll just share it with y'all. Where did some of the kids in the neighborhood hang out in Dodge City? Where did some of the kids hang out? At St. Philip Monumental AME Church. Some people look at me, I like, yeah, we used to sit on the steps of the church. We hanging out. So our parents, guess what? They knew if we not on the front porch, we ain't on the porch in front of the house, they knew the kids down there sitting on the steps right there by St. Philip, or they riding their bikes or the skates around there, playing half rubber around there, playing touch football, all that right there in the street. The kids are all right there in the church. And I tell folks, and this is why, again, that's why what you're saying, Bishop, that's why, again, I tell folks, I said the world that I came out of was a different world. It was a different world. That the world I came out of. So I had to learn other stuff when I got to college and I understand that this is what they're talking about, because the world that I grew up in was not like that. And so that's why when people talk about how the church not being a part of the communities and churches, and I'm like saying, or someone not going to have these programs right there, but I'm like saying, we used to hang out on the church. The church had after school programs also that we go and look at PBS. Yeah. PBS,
yes,
giving us juice and cookies, so like that was a part of that was the experience. So, and I tell folks, I said, yeah, I see how when we disconnected from that, then we begin to see some of the things that people are like, oh no, I'm like, no, I see, because there were some foundations that were right there. There were some things that were right there that I go, when you said, I'm like, I just went right back to Dodge City. I'm like thinking all sitting right there on the church steps. And how I just tell people this, I say, and how when they used to come for choir rehearsal at St. Philip and we on the church, we like, man, that we got to move out the way. I'm telling the kids because it's like we had taken ownership of that property. We had taken ownership of that. That was a part of who we are. We got to get back to that.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you when you said that, I was like, you took me go back, and I'm like, that's a part of the foundation. That's a part of who I am. Yes.
Yes. In his village, we had a fellow by the name of Brother Bean. Brother Bean had a big church bus, and he used to go around and get all of the kids out of the neighborhood and come to the church. When the street lights came on and you wasn't at home, your mom or pop already knew you was at Brother Bean Church. But he always had something for the community to do. And a lot of times when kids get in trouble, they would take them to Brother Bean before they take them to juvenile. That's how connected the community was. Yes.
And it goes to what Bernard alluded to, that how some of our churches have taken on a different narrative because they have also been affected by society. And just like my brother Jack went and said that the church was a part of who we are. And I'm like saying some of us have gotten away from that. And I'm saying a lot of us have gotten away from that. And so then we follow these templates of other people. I'm like, no, the greatest template is God's template. God has already told you that's the greatest template for you to follow. That's why I said that's the spirituality right there. So again, as opposed to you getting embracing what everybody else does not fear, because even some people in the church are fearful. That when I threw that out there, it's not just the people in the valleys, the people in the Midlands, or the people up top. It's even people in the churches. And so I'm like saying, stop. Let's return back. Let's have that impactful element that's right there. And when you're in communities, even though you might have 1,000 members that come to your church, but if you're in a community, still have your church involved in that community. If you're on the south side of the city of Savannah, have your church right there. Make sure your church is right. If you are in Bacon Park, make sure that your church is touching the lives of people who live in Bacon Park. If it's in Hitchfield, it's your Fred Wessel. If it's in Caton Home, Fraser Home, if it's on MLK, that is still touching the people. That you still got your members, but still yet let it understand that it is a community church. That again, we're not isolated. So my brother, I got to ask you this question. And so to my brother, Jack Silas, Jack, I have said to him, he must get this answer correct. So my brother, I'm going to give it to you. I need you to get this correct. I need you to get this correct. My brother, Bishop Jermaine Oliver, what is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia? Please get it right. Oh, and I must let you know, God is an alumnus. You've not been on the show. God is an alumnus of this high school, the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia. I'm waiting right now, and America, everyone, for the right answer.
Does this high school begin with a J?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes. Yeah. The last name does. Yes. Okay. He's saying to everyone, it is Heavens V. Jenkins High School, Herschel V. Jenkins High School, aka now known as Heavens V. Jenkins High School. God is an alum of Herschel V. Jenkins High School, Heavens V. Jenkins High School. That's why it's called Heavens V. Jenkins High School. See that you got it right, Bishop. You are touched by God. You are truly touched by God. Yeah. So let y'all know, he also is an alum of Heavens V. Jenkins High School. He left there to go graduate from Johnson High School, but he went to Jenkins first to get his foundation. So that's why he got it right. It starts with a J. It starts with a J. It starts with a J. God bless you, my brother. So now, give any other words of inspiration you want to get to our people, because they're going to try to shut us down. That's what they do on Our Black Media Network. They shut down, run, tell that. But yes, sir, brother. Any other words, closing remarks? We're going to let you have the closing remarks for our people.
It is my prayer that we anything that you have to bring that we can impact the community in a positive way. Please inbox me, inbox the show, Brother Jamal, Brother Julius. Please just let us know your availability. Let us know how to get in contact with you. Let's meet. I'm serious about this, and it's not the time now to put up excuses. It's time now to put in action. Our kids, our brothers, our sisters are leaving here daily, and they're leaving here for the cause of zero, nothing. So in order for us to make this positive change in the community, let's start with self and step out in the community and do what we need to do as a people together.
That's right, my brother. Yes, indeed. And how can people contact you? What's your contact info?
My phone number is 912-433-7666. You can contact me on Facebook, Jermaine Oliver, or you can contact me on the church page, New Season Church.
And we were glad to have you, my brother. And as my brother Jack Silas said, my brother, when I said, you learned it all right there at HVJ, Heavens V. Jenkins High School. And yes, Bernard Brown, yes, we thank you for the comment with a great show. Sister Natalie, we appreciate you also with regards to your words. And so, yes, Bernard Brown, it is not about Tompkins. All right. But again, appreciate you all. We say share. And we see you next week on Run Tell That. Again, brother Bishop Jermaine Oliver, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you. We'll be having you again on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Peace and blessings.
Peace.